How tall was Napoleon? Well, that answer is a little bit more complicated than you would think. Napoleon Bonapart, general, first consul of the French Republic, and eventual emperor that it took 6 coalitions and 2 exiles to finally defeat, is possibly best known for his short stature. But was he actually short? His measured height was either 1.57 meters or 5 foot 2 inches, which made him about average for the time, or 1.7 meters or 5 foot 7, which would have been above average. But why is there such a disparity? Well, that probably comes down to the measurements being used. See, during his time in power was when the metric system was introduced to replace the old imperial system. France had always used a different system than, say, England going back to Charlemagne, though there were regional differences in measurements within France itself. The French inch, I know that sounds weird, or pouce, was 2.7 centimeters, whereas the imperial inch was 2.5 centimeters. So depending on what he was measured with would change his height. Many of the contemporaries that worked alongside him, such as Frederick Maitland, estimated his height to be 5 foot 7, but when he was measured after his death on St. Helena, his height was 5 foot 2. And seeing that St. Helena was a British territory, it was most likely a British measuring stick that was used, so there's a pretty decent chance he was actually 5 foot 2. But even at 5 foot 2, he would have been average, so why was he considered short? Well, first was British propaganda, which typically depicted him as smaller and smaller in caricature, mostly to try to take away people's fears of him. Remember, this was a man who it took pretty much the rest of Europe to finally defeat. And to be fair, the same type of thing was done for Hitler in World War II. You know, make the scary bad man into a laughingstock. Also, Napoleon's elite bodyguards were required to be at least 6 feet tall, so even if he was 5 foot 7, if he was always surrounded by men over 6 feet, he would appear short. I mean, if a guy's 6 foot 2 but standing next to several people that are 7 foot, yeah, he's gonna look short. It should also be added that his nickname, Le Petit Corporal, or the Little Corporal, was not meant to be taken literally. It was a reference to his popularity among the rank and file soldiers. It was like calling someone the champion of the little guy, but they didn't actually mean little people. So how tall was Napoleon? Between 5 foot 2 and 5 foot 7, at least average, possibly above average. We're just not quite sure which. Like and subscribe.